It was a bit of a worry putting this album together because the last one, My Religion, was by far our most successful album for a lot of years. So of course when it comes to doing a new one, you don't want people saying, it's not as good as the last one. So there's been a lot of pressure really. But it's only been out for 2 weeks now and it's already more successful than My Religion, which is great. So this is the new album, Blue to My Soul. The radio play is fantastic on it. We've got lots and lots of UK radio play. We've got radio play in America, we've got radio play in Australia, we've got radio plays across Europe. We're even getting radio plays in New Zealand. I don't know what the sort of market is there, but it's just fantastic and I'm really grateful. Inspiration comes from all over the place with me and sometimes it sort of happens overnight. I mean, I think the first song I wrote for this one was Say the Word. And when I started that song, I kind of thought it was going to be the title track of the album because I thought it was a really strong song. And then the second song I wrote was Such a Feeling. And then I thought that was stronger than Say the Word, and that was going to be the title track of the album. And then, because what happened this time round is instead of finishing a tour and then spending ages in the studio doing an album, I've been doing it in bits and pieces because we've been touring solidly, really. So I've taken longer to write it this time, but not if you added all the time up, probably about the same amount of time, but it's been done sporadically. But it's meant that every time I've had a couple of days in the studio to do a bit of writing, that I've had new inspiration, you know, rather than writing an album as a block. So it's kind of depended on what's just happened to me. For example, one of the songs happened again as a result of seeing something on the BBC World News. And one of the covers that I did happened as a result of seeing a piece on BBC News. I mean, that was the Alabama Blues that I wanted to do. The BBC did a piece on Alabama. And it seemed to me that nothing's really changed, or not enough's changed. And so I found this old blues song called Alabama Blues, which I thought reflected what's going on. Let them peoples go down there free. And then the other sort of light-hearted stuff came about because of comical things that have happened to me, really. I mean, This Old Dog, for example, I wrote that song because I was thinking about, should I keep on doing this? And maybe I should take a break from it or whatever. And then I thought, no, how am I going to stop doing this? I mean, it's such a huge part of my life. I know that when John Gordon, who's playing in the band tonight, at our show tonight, John played on Say the Word. And when I sent it to him and said, would you replace the bass on this, he suggested that we change the drum part slightly, which we did, and it worked a treat. And John's bass part was just perfect. We've got a whole bunch of festivals that we haven't publicised yet, simply because, I mean, as far as we're concerned, they're 100% booked, but with a lot of festivals, what happens is that they've got to apply for planning permission and all this nonsense, and they have to reapply every year. So some of the festivals, they're still waiting for those permissions and things like that, so we don't want to really start pushing them until we know 100% they're going to go ahead. But yes, we are doing a load of extra festivals in 2018.